Neville Goddard, Power of Awareness, Chapter 6, Attention. What's really important when manifesting is to have a powerful attention, because your attention is what's creating your reality. So let's get into this and let's pay attention to the exercise that Neville Goddard has in this Chapter 6 about attention, okay? How to improve your attention, because this is going to make you a master manifester. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. This is written in James 1:8, right? If you're a double-minded man, you're unstable. That means you're not going towards your goal, okay? So this is why you want to improve your attention, to have a disciplined mind and a disciplined attention. Think and Grow Rich would call it like your burning desire, right? The burning desire, that focus and attention. So Neville goes on to say, attention is forceful in proportion to the narrowness of its focus. That is, when it is obsessed with a single idea or sensation, it is steadied and powerfully focused only by such an adjustment of the mind as permits you to see one thing only. For you steady the attention and increase its power by confining it. The desire which realizes itself is always a desire upon which attention is exclusively concentrated. For an idea is endowed with power only in proportion to the degree of fixed attention. This is why we are saying persist in the wish fulfilled, right? To hold your attention to the wish fulfilled, already having your desire. Concentrated observation is the attentive attitude directed from some specific end. Okay? You're from the end of having your desire. The attentive attitude involves selection, for when you pay attention, it signifies that you have decided to focus your attention on one object or state rather than on the other. Therefore, this is where we get more specific, Neville, about what you should do. Therefore, when you know what you want, you must deliberately focus your attention on the feeling of your wish fulfilled until that feeling fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness. The power of attention is the measure of your inner force. Concentrated observation of one thing shuts out other things and causes them to disappear. So let me just put this into a practical sense in your reality, right? First of all, when you know what you want, you must deliberately focus your attention on the feeling of your wish fulfilled until that feeling fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness. I want you to also know and understand, even though Neville describes feeling, our beliefs are manifesting, and if you fill your mind and crowd your mind with affirmations of the wish fulfilled, that manifests your desire, okay? It's your deliberate focus and attention on the wish fulfilled of having that desire. The power of attention is the measure of your inner force. Concentrated observation of one thing shuts out the other things and causes them to disappear. So remember, your consciousness creates your reality. What you're focused on is being created. When people ask me, well, how can we get rid of the third party? Well, just stop giving any attention to the third party. Okay? Because what you will shut the door on that reality, it will just dissolve and go away. When you shut the door on focusing your attention on a third party or focusing your attention on the circumstance that you don't want, Neville says it causes them to disappear. It dissolves away, because whatever you're focused on is what you're creating more of in your life. So if you are focused on the circumstance that you don't want, you just keep it there. This means this one thing you can do, forgetting those things that are behind. you can press forward the mark of filling your mind with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When he says forget those things that are behind, he's saying forget those things from the past, forget the things you don't want, okay? Press toward and forward, filling your mind with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. We all know, many of us know, you just fill your mind with the affirmations, with the feeling, right? Everything works. It's your belief, right? Your beliefs are what's creating your reality. So your affirmations filling the mind of the wish fulfilled will manifest that desire. To the unenlightened man, this will seem to be all fantasy, yet all progress comes from those who do not take the accepted view. The progress comes from those who do not accept the view that they see, right? Nor accept the world as it is. Let me repeat that, okay? All progress comes from those who do not take the accepted view nor accept the world as it is. As was stated heretofore, if you can imagine what you please, and if the forms in your thoughts are as vivid as the forms of nature, you are, by virtue of the power of your imagination, master of your fate. You are the master of your fate. You are the master of your destiny. Nothing outside of you creating your destiny. You are the master of it. You can take conscious control by having a powerful attention, a disciplined attention. Your imagination is you, yourself, and the world, as your imagination sees it in the real world. When you set out to master the movements of attention, okay, this is getting into Nevilles' technique of how to master your attention. So I want you to start to try this. I want you to try this as you go to sleep, okay? When you set out to master the movements of your attention, which must be done if you would successfully alter the course of observed events, it is then you realize how little control you exercise over your imagination, and how much it is dominated by sensory impressions and by drifting on the tides of idle moods. Okay, so you haven't been paying attention, right? Generally, we haven't been paying attention to what we are impressing on our minds and what we are consuming, okay? And we haven't been paying attention to what we focus our attention on, like complaining and talking about all the terrible things of the world. We're just going to recreate those experiences. Okay, if you want to change things, you master your imagination, you master your attention. Okay, so here's Nevilles' suggestion to help. This is his technique to help you create a more powerful attention. To aid in mastering the control of your attention, practice this exercise night after night. Just before you drift off to sleep, strive to hold your attention on the activities of the day in reverse order. Okay? Focus your attention on the last thing you did. That is, getting into bed, and then move it backwards in time over the events until you reach the first event of the day, getting out of bed. This is no easy exercise. Well, we can intend that it's going to be easy, okay? We can intend that you can do this, okay? But just as specific exercises greatly help in developing specific muscles, this will greatly help in developing the muscle of your attention. So the exercise is, as you fall asleep and as you're drifting off to sleep, you hold your attention on the activities of the day in reverse order. So if you're going to sleep at 10 o'clock at night, then you're going to go in reverse order. What did you do right before bed at 9:45, and what did you do at 9:30? You don't have to think about the exact time, but just go through the events of the day. This is going to improve and increase your attention span, because it is a disciplined mind who is a master manifestor. Someone who is master at this has a disciplined mind and has focus. Okay, so that is a really great exercise that Neville gives to us from the power of awareness, how to improve your attention. Your attention must be developed, controlled, and concentrated in order to change your concept of yourself successfully and thereby change your future. Imagination is able to do anything, but only according to the internal direction of your attention. If you persist night after night, sooner or later you will awaken in yourself a center of power and become conscious of your greater self, the real you. Attention is developed by repeat exercise or habit. Through habit, an action becomes easier, and so, in course of time, gives rise to a facility or faculty which can then be put to higher uses. When you attain control of the internal direction of your attention, you will no longer stand in shallow water, but will launch out into the deep of life. You will walk in the assumption of the wish fulfilled, as on a foundation more solid than on earth. So do you understand the importance of having a very disciplined attention, because it's your attention that's manifesting your experiences in life? And if you don't have a disciplined attention and you keep checking social media for your specific person, you're not disciplined. You don't have a disciplined attention. So discipline, create habits, create a discipline, practice the exercise that Neville suggested, where you go in reverse order of the day. Now, at some point, after you've practiced your focusing and disciplining your mind and disciplining your attention, and as you're getting better, now this is an exercise that I want you to add in. It's also a Neville exercise, but start to go in reverse order the day and use revision to imagine as if you have the things you want, that you wanted to manifest. Okay, so you just watch and see what happens when you practice this consistently. Hi, everyone. Hi, Farah. How can I stay persistent in my desired state and story? Well, this is exactly what I'm talking about today. You persist in your desired state by having a powerful attention, having a disciplined mind. So practice the exercise of going in reverse order as you fall asleep. Learn how to discipline your mind. Meditation is also a power way to discipline your mind. That is really what also helped me create a disciplined mind, because you practice a meditation. In my experience, that was really powerful, is to meditate in silence and practice having no thought and practice just observing your thoughts, okay? And just for 10 minutes. And that will help you keep a disciplined mind. That's how you'll persist in your desired state, because you'll be able to just refocus your attention. Some other thing is, it's like, remind yourself, you are the creator. What you focus on is manifesting. And why not? Why not focus on the beautiful and lovely things of life and create that? Okay, Melody, we reconciled last night. Love is there, but recent fights caused a bit of a distance. How to become like new. Just start saying that. How to become like a new couple again. Like in Lovey, dovey. We'll start to just create that by imagining it. So sometimes we have beliefs like there's only a honeymoon period at the beginning of a relationship and then it dies off. But that doesn't have to be true, right? You could decide that this, because you had some sort of little break, or I'm not sure if there was a fight. I'm trying to remember from yesterday or the day before, right? But look, you reconciled, you created that. You can give it meaning. Just decide, like, whatever happened for a reason, right? Give good meaning to it and decide that happened for a good reason, because it's making you stronger as a couple. Okay? So you just speak it into existence. What would you say if you have right now the most lovey-dovey relationship? What would you be saying to yourself? What would you be saying to yourself? And that's what you affirm. And that's the kind of inner conversation you have with yourself. And you imagine you have that conversation with your person. You can imagine what they're saying to you. Okay? So you perceived distance, but why don't you recreate? Because your cause world's the effect. Okay, so I mean, recreate or reimagine that. Reimagine, like, this is making you stronger. You're growing together more powerfully. You're more loving and accepting unconditionally of one another. Yeah, persist in the new story, right? We have great suggestions here. Persist in the new story. You just have to keep persisting in affirming, and keep remembering that your operant power, that your cause, world is the effect. Hi, Malika. Boyfriend broke up with me because of my trust issues. Can I still manifest a long-term relationship with him? Absolutely, you can. So you've already identified whether it was through him reflecting to you and telling you it's your trust issues, or maybe you realized it on your own. So you do want to work through these trust issues. Remember, everything is coming from you. And now that you know this, it really changes the game of your life. Okay, so now it's about you learning to trust, right? You learning to feel secure and trusting. And you want to build on that as part of your self-concept. Build on wherever it was falling apart, right? If there were trust issues, now you learn how to trust. Maybe you're going to Google, how could I trust? Whatever, you're going to affirm it and focus on it, and you're going to create that. You'll create trust, and then you'll see in your world, he will really reflect that. Your man, your guy, he'll reflect that. Hi, living on purpose. Any tips for manifesting success without a business yet? You just start claiming it. Claim it. I am success. I was born for success. I was born for greatness. You could go general. Those are kind of general statements. Those are even general statements I had with my own career and with my own business. I didn't even know what I wanted to do, right? So without even a business yet, I was just affirming, I am success. I have brilliant ideas. I am creative. These are all things I didn't really necessarily think of myself. I became it by stating it, by claiming it, and I became it. You have to speak it into existence. You claim it first. Okay. So you could say things like, I see the vision, I build it, and my business is thriving. I intend to build a business that's thriving. Just write out the story, imagining right now you already have this business, and you might not know all the little fine details of the business and everything, but you could have a general idea of how are you feeling, who are you, what are you thinking, what does it feel like to be that person? What does it feel like to be that version of you right now? Hi, I want to get some surgery done for free. How can I? You are going to affirm it. Affirm it as if you already have it, right? I already got that surgery. It's for free. Didn't have to pay anything. I love it. I love that my life backs me up. I love that I'm always, things that I say, and I get a lot of things free. I get a lot of upgrades. I get, in some cases, it didn't happen every single time, but you have to persist no matter what. So you keep persisting no matter what, because you will create that experience. So you speak it into existence. Speak as if you already had the surgery and nothing came out of your pocket. Okay, because you don't have to know the how, but understand the how can come in many, many different ways. It can come from someone that decides to give it to you. You understand that it can come from infinite ways and infinite possibilities, and we don't have to think about that. Also, I want to marry this internationalist celebrity, but it feels hard. I don't mean to affirm that, right? But you are affirming it, and you're stating it because it's your belief, and our beliefs are already manifesting. So start to do some inner perception on you. Because why does it feel hard? Ask yourself. Okay, you have to start to see the world differently. And when you see the world differently, your world is going to reflect it. Yeah, everyone, and actually this is always a great reminder. Everyone is yourself pushed out. You need to persist until it hardens into fact. Okay, yeah. I never get the anyone is you pushed out. So everyone is you pushed out is just another way. I mean, Neville Goddard, I think, is the person that coined that term, but it's not like it's brand new just in the 1950s or 60s when he was alive and when he was teaching this. This is for centuries. You are one with everyone in your reality. Everyone and everything in your reality is one with you. The illusion of reality is, because reality is really an illusion. The illusion is that everything is separate, but yet it is not. That's the illusion. This illusion, your whole world is like a holographic image from you, from your imagination projected out into the world. Everyone is yourself pushed out means that everything that you're experiencing you're in your own little quantum bubble, quantum layer of reality. You're in your reality, and everything in your reality is reflecting you. Everything's reflecting your beliefs, your perception, your assumptions, the sum total of what you think and believe about life. You have beliefs that you adopted as a child that you didn't really choose. You just believed it because you experienced it. When you know this and you test it, it's powerful. So here's how you could test it. Here's a couple ways, at least let me think. I know one way that's powerful is just start to observe your reality. When you're thinking things and believing, whatever your beliefs are, whatever your thoughts and assumptions, just pay attention to what are your friends saying to you? What are people at work saying to you? And you could practice it deliberately by affirming something. Affirm something like, I look like a celebrity. What if nobody ever calls you someone that looks like a celebrity? Now today, just start affirming it. Pick something that you never really hear about yourself. So pick something that's different, right? Or that you don't usually hear. So let's say no one ever calls you a celebrity. Just start saying it to yourself in your mind. I look like a celebrity. I look like a celebrity. I intend to hear people say I look like a celebrity. Just say that. Just say it. Okay. Now watch what happens. So everyone is you pushed out. Not means, but everyone is you pushed out will reflect back to you, which means someone will just say to you, you look like a celebrity. What you're thinking and what you're saying and what you're affirming. Okay. What you're already thinking is reflected back to you. You just never paid attention to it. Most of us, none of us, I don't know what the percentage is, but the greats say something like only 1% are really realizing this aspect of reality because you haven't been paying attention. Now pay attention to your world and observe it. You'll see it's a reflection of you and your consciousness. Okay, so if you think from the self, if you think, if you're feeling insecure and you're not feeling sure, then your world will reflect it. Maybe it will be reflected by somebody saying something to you that makes you feel more insecure and more small. If you feel small, the world's reflecting how you feel about yourself. If you're changing your concept of self and you're feeling more confident, it will be reflected in your world with experiences, with what people say to you. Malik, are you saying I see marriage with him? How do I act as if I'm married? You don't have to act as if. You're just going to think it in your mind. So what you could do is think about how you perceive yourself. Okay, if you're manifesting marriage, then think of yourself as someone who's like a great spouse and you're a great catch. And you just decide that's who you are. Like when you decide that's who you are, the world will reflect that. Okay, and even if it's with a specific person, maybe you think you're a great catch with people that don't like you, but when it comes to this specific person, maybe they're on a pedestal and maybe you're worried about it and you don't feel like you are. Maybe you think they're, greater than you. In my playlist, I have a meditation about manifesting marriage. So you could listen to that meditation and just write down some of the affirmations. Listen to that as you're falling asleep, or listen to that while you're cooking in the kitchen, and then just start to feel that version of you who's already married. I want to manifest certain things, but feel discouraged when religion says you only get what's meant for you. Yeah, I mean, if you remember, that will be true when you believe that. Why don't you just decide what's meant for you? And, you could decide, just focus on living in the end of what you want. Just focus on the end of what you want. Becca, how much time should you spend focusing on what you want to manifest? Well, you should, I mean, it's going to be individual, right? How much time should you focus on what you want? You're not focusing on it. I want to clarify, not focusing on what you want like you don't have it. You're claiming it. You're claiming that it's yours. Your wish fulfilled means it's already yours. It's already done. You're imagining or affirming that you already have it. So how much time should you spend? At least twice a day. At least every morning when you wake up, you claim it. Whether you visualize it, use visualization and imagine having it, or whether you affirm it first thing in the morning. Really powerful time. It's a really powerful time to go into the wish fulfilled. And you just saturate your mind with it. So what should you do the rest of the day? So do that every morning and then every night as you fall asleep. What should you do the rest of the day? Anytime you think about that topic, you just remind yourself that it's already done and you have it, or you reaffirm it. You reaffirm it, or you take a moment to visualize it. If you have a doubt also, let's say you start to doubt and you're like, I don't know, what if it never happens? That's the time you have to take conscious control. You take conscious control of what you're focused on and thinking about. And you say, no, it's done. I have it. Okay. The more that you replace it, the more that you imagine the wish fulfilled, you're creating the new habit. It'll just be natural and normal for you to assume it's yours. Okay, it only takes as long as it takes for you to really convince yourself for it to manifest. User 123 said to, is it Feta Gala? Think of them, like when you're talking about everyone is yourself pushed out, think of them as actors. If you think all men ain't shit, that's what will show up. Everyone in your world is like an actor. Okay, this is the stage of life. And people are just every person, even your mom and dad, because test it. I tested it with my dad has passed away since I know about this, but I've tested it with my mom. And I thought, how, like chicken before the egg, how does this work? I just tested it. I made up new assumptions about my mom, and she no longer shows up in my experience being that version. Not that it's right or wrong, it's just a different experience. I just wanted to experience something different. So some people will kind of give the description, it's like everyone in your world is an actor and they're just being who they are based on your assumptions about them, or general assumptions you hold about the world. General assumptions you might hold about a particular group. Right? Like she said, like men, like if you think like men, all men ain't shit. And then, well, now you have that consistent reflection in your world. That's how they show up. Yeah, I love when you're live. You breathe life back into us. Okay, good. That's why I'm here. I want you, because I've been where you're at. I have been there. Now start thinking that you could do that for yourself, right? I want to help teach you how to do it for yourself. So just start thinking like that's who you are. You breathe life into your life, and you can align with hope, or you say I intend, right? I intend to be able to lift myself up. Imagine, another thing for imagining marriage, right? Imagine living together, kids, all imagination. So think about with any desire, another way. You could, whether you use affirmations or you can construct an imaginal scene. So construct an imaginal scene from the future and then take it into the present moment. Take there from the future and make it here right now. And you construct that scene. I like to actually write the scene out before I imagine it. And I just write it out and then I go into my imagination and I play it. And I don't feel like it's in the future. I'm not thinking from like a third person. I'm actually thinking from the first person. Think from the first person through the lens, your lens, right? Through your eyes. And what do you see and what do you hear? And what does the house feel like? Just construct that scene. It shouldn't really take more than, it could be 1 minute, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever feels good to you. Get into that scene. So all you need to do is imagine, right? Your imagination is the creator. Your imagination, which is also, it's been described as spiritual sensation. Spiritual sensation, imagination is creating your reality. So impress it on your subconscious mind. Impress it on yourself. It will be pushed out to your world. What you're impressing is pushed out. It's projected. It's like you're a projector. That's another way to say everyone's yourself pushed out. Whatever's in the contents of your imagination. Think of a film projector when you go to the movie, right? Everything coming from the projector onto the screen, it's coming from that projector onto the screen that you're watching. So the life you're living is coming from your consciousness. And it's projected onto the screen of space, the 3D world, the life that you're living. So if you want to change anything, you change it within your imagination. It's really important to persist, because as I read when I first started this, I read the Power of Awareness, chapter 6, about attention. And that chapter starts out with, do not be a double-minded man. Double-minded means you're affirming, I am a goddess, I'm beautiful, I'm married. And then 5 minutes later, or half the day later, or tomorrow, you're complaining like, well, I don't know if it's ever going to happen to me. Or you're feeling lonely and you're feeling sad. That's a double-minded man. You're being double-minded when you're affirming, but then yet you're talking about and you're affirming the opposite, or you're complaining about the opposite, or even if you see the opposite, remember, that's your creation. Bree, manifested SP back. Congratulations. And everything has been great, but he says he doesn't want a relationship. How do I deal with not fully confirmed? The fully confirmed version of him. You ignore the circumstance. Okay. So there are many ways to ignore the circumstance. Ignore the circumstance can mean that you use revision and replace what he said. He said he didn't want a relationship. Well, that doesn't matter. He's just reflecting back some old belief that you had. Go into your own mind, right? This is about awareness. What were you thinking? Were you thinking like, but what if this doesn't work out? Because if you're thinking that and assuming that, he reflects it back. What if you think, what if he's not ready? What if, you're already, you planted the seed and he's just reflecting the seed that you planted. And most people don't pay attention or are not aware of the seeds they planted. You're not aware of your own harvest. You haven't paid attention, but you planted the seed and he just was the actor in your world reflecting back the seed that you planted. Okay. So what do you want to plant now? Because whatever you're planting right now, you're kind of planting with me, he's not wanting a relationship. You're reaffirming that. You're reaffirming what your creation said. Do you want to reaffirm what he said that you don't want? Or do you want to be a creator and create what you want? Then all you have to do is keep affirming, he's ready. He wants a relationship. I'm already in the relationship. Go to the end. Because look, you already manifested him back. So keep saying that to yourself. Keep telling yourself, I did it. This is awesome. I'm so good at this. You just declare that you're good at it. Okay? And you'll become better at it because you are the creator. So if you're not sure if you're good at it, then you're not really going to see that you are good at it. He wants a relationship and he wants it with you and you're the one and only. And now start feeling the security and the solidity of that. Okay. Just be like, I know he is. Like, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Something else you said, Malika, he doesn't think that you're his person. You have to, don't take that personally. There was something within you that you felt that or thought that you planted that seed. He's only reflecting back what you thought. Do not take it personally. Now just decide I love saying like you're the ultimate catch. Like imagine it's like if you even think for yourself, if you're thinking for yourself, like, oh my God, I am like, go to the end of a relationship where you feel like your partner is the ultimate catch. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel like you just like want to be so loving and so caring and do anything for them, right? So turn the table. Okay. And you could create it's mutual in your relationship, which you do want to create that it's mutual, right? Create that you see each other as the ultimate catch. Okay. But turn the table for this situation to see what does that feel like that you're the ultimate catch? What does it feel like? Just contemplate that. That's going to the end. That's going into the wish fulfilled. If you start contemplating that you're the ultimate catch, now imagine what your specific person, because you do want to imagine in relation to them, imagine that like he thinks you're the ultimate catch. And he's like, he is bragging about you. He's telling his friends, his family, he's like, my girl is amazing. Right? Like you want to go to the end like that and imagine that and then just decide it's done because you imagined it, or keep reaffirming it. Keep your mind and attention on the wish fulfilled. So I just talked about that exercise. It's chapter 6, the power of awareness. Practice as you go to sleep. This is Neville Goddard's technique to create a more a disciplined mind, that you have the power of attention. So you, as you fall asleep, go in reverse order of the day. And you'll practice, because half the time you fall asleep, you're like, I don't even know what I did today. Well, you want to start to pay attention and focus your attention to have better attention. So what did you do right before this? Did you just, whatever, like were you in the kitchen and you ate dessert and you had dinner, so you ate dessert, and prior to that you were eating dinner, and prior to that maybe you were cooking, and prior to that you were calling a friend, whatever it was. Like go back through your day in reverse too. This will build the muscle of your mind. So you want to work on having a disciplined mind. A disciplined mind is going to be able to easily refocus on the wish fulfilled instead of focusing on the circumstance that you don't want. Okay, so I would love to hang out with you guys more. I love you. I love you all. And I intend that you see evidence that you are the operant power, and that you see evidence of your desires, okay, that they are a fully manifested form. You think of yourself as a master manifestor, because you could create that, right? I love you all. If you need additional help or be part of a community that knows that you are a master manifestor, right? That you are creating and becoming a master manifestor, and that you know how to manifest and declare your desires in my group. Okay, speak it into existence, declare it, help one another, because as we help one another, it helps you become, to see a new perspective and to see the broader picture. Join my VIP group if you want to level up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, watch these videos. I also have meditations there with affirmations, so use those affirmations to live in the end. I am a goddess meditation, manifest marriage, I am chosen. There is an inner conversation meditation. There's a meditation about being in God's state. God's state is like you understand and know that you are the operant power. Stay loyal to the vision. Love you all. Have a good night. Bye.